Hello and welcome to the LG Fitness podcast. I am a little bit hungover. So it was my mate's wedding last night. I'm recording this on Friday. And yeah, it was his wedding last night. And obviously, we had a few. I was a groomsman at his wedding. And I think we arrived at about 12. And to be fair, we didn't actually have a drink then. We did go to the pub actually, because when we got there, the venue weren't serving alcohol until after the ceremony because they didn't have a license, which was a little bit disappointing, but probably was not actually a bad thing in the end. So we went down to the pub and had a drink before the ceremony. And then it was nice and chilled. Didn't really drink until after. And as you do, um, ended up drinking a little bit more than planned and woke up a little bit hungover this morning and wasn't going to do the podcast, but I thought, no, I've got to do it. Otherwise, I would end up just leaving it and leaving it and leaving it. And it's a key thing to try and stay in the routine of doing something. Like with these podcasts, I've been recording them every Friday and I didn't really want to fall out of routine of doing it. So even if I'm not feeling 100%, then I thought, let's just get it done anyway, because I think that would just help me stay in the routine of doing it. And I think it's the same for, I think it's a good lesson for if you're trying to get in shape right now, if you're trying to get stronger, if you're trying to lose a little bit of weight, whatever it is, I think the key to getting back on track, as useless as this advice sounds, it is just getting back and doing what you were doing before. You literally have to just get on track as soon as you possibly can. And I know it's a bit shit advice, but a lot of people, their response, and this is probably true for many people that you know and probably yourself as well, and I know that I certainly used to do this as well, is that you fall off track, you perhaps miss a workout, or you maybe go over your calories, or whatever it is. You feel like you've ruined your diet, or you feel like you fucked up, or you feel like you've messed up in some sort of way, and then your response to that is to continue going down the path that you don't want to go down. So if you miss a workout, get back on track straight away. Don't miss two workouts in a row. Don't go over your calories 2 days in a row. Those types of things are what is key, really, to help you get back on track as soon as you possibly can. And if you can do that, you will have far more success with your health and fitness, with your fat loss goals, because, like I said, your response is the key thing. Like, it's not it's not going over your calories that ruined your deficit. It's not missing a workout that's going to ruin your progress. It's your response to that that will ruin it. So I've spoke a lot about this before. If you were to go over your calories by say 100, 200 calories, that is really not very many at all. And over a week, if you take that on average, that's absolutely nothing. The problem is when you do go over your calories, your response to that is to go, oh, fuck, I fucked up. Well, I've already fucked up now, so I might as well continue and then I'll start again. And I spoke about this on the podcast maybe last week or the week before, I can't remember, but it's that response of I've fucked up. Well, I'll get back on track on Monday. So then as soon as you say, right, I'm going to get back on track on Monday, you have this window of opportunity to then be a dick and do whatever it is you want, eat and drink everything in sight, because once Monday comes back around again, you will ultimately go back into that restrictive habit. And you know that this weekend in between, or whatever it is, you're going to just eat and drink everything you want, because then your diet's going to start again on Monday. So it's trying to come away from that habit and it's trying to come out of that. Because if you do, and if you can get back on track, then that day, that weekend, whatever it is, isn't actually going to be damaged too much. So that's the reason why I wanted to get back and do this podcast today, is because I didn't want to miss a Friday and then either have to try and play catch up and try and get an extra podcast in, or then essentially get into like this habit of not doing it. So the key thing for me is just being in the habit of doing it. So like I said, as much as I maybe don't want to do it today, sometimes you just got to get on with it and do what you do what you don't want to do. I don't know what I'm saying. I think I'm still pissed actually. Um, you got to do what needs to be done, whether you like it or not, or whether you want to do it or not. Nailed it. We got it. So yeah, like I said, I wanted to talk about getting back on track, and I think it's an important topic because a lot of people you're bound to fall off track. You're bound to make mistakes. Nobody is perfect. I think we're taught that from like a young age, right? You probably your mum and dad spoke to you when you were younger and said nobody's perfect. Yet when it comes to our fitness, when it comes to our health, a lot of us, many of you, try to be perfect. You try to be perfect with your nutrition. You try and be perfect with your exercise routine, whether that's exercising every day, whether it's trying to find the perfect training split, whether it's trying to find the best exercise for fat loss, the best supplements, or the best meal plan, whatever it is, we always seem to want to have the best or the most optimal or the most perfect training and nutrition plan when it comes to our health and fitness. But we already know that we're not perfect in any other area of life. So why strive for perfection in health and fitness? Because for most of us, health and fitness is not our life. Now, for me, as a personal trainer, as an online coach, my health and fitness is my livelihood. So it means but in terms of like my education around the topic, like that's very important, right? It's important for me to understand nutrition. It's important for me to understand the science behind exercise and all that sort of stuff, because then I'm able to pass that knowledge on to my clients, help them, educate them, and get them the results that they come to me for. So that's important on that. But in terms of when it comes to my body shape or my physique, yes, it's important for me to be healthy. Yes, it is important for me to be in decent shape, right? Which I do for the most part. But even still, for me, like I'm not an athlete. I'm not an elite level sports person, bodybuilder, whatever it is. I'm not at the elite level where I need to be perfect with my nutrition, with perfect with my training, perfect with any of that, because I'm not elite. I'm not an athlete. Like I said, I'm not trying to strive for the best physique possible. I've done it before. I've done a photo shoot and I've gone through that process of doing it. And it provided me with a lot of experience and it provided me with a lot of learnings and teachings, which again, I can pass on to my clients. And that was for a period of time. But I do not live my life like that because I understand that there is so much more to life than being in shape and exercising and being fit and healthy and whatever you want to call it. Yes, I want to be fit. Yes, I want to be healthy. Yes, I want to be strong. I want to look good, etc., etc., etc. But there is a balancing act that you play. And ultimately, life is there for enjoyment. Life is there for living, right? I went to this wedding, one of my best mates' weddings, and that wedding would not have been enjoyable for me if I was constantly thinking about the calories in the food or the calories within the drinks and trying to, be good, as you were, quote unquote good. Um, that would have been far less enjoyable if I was doing that. Now I understand that these sort of occasions do not come around all the time, and I understand that I can go over my calories, I can eat what I want, I can drink what I want on that occasion, because I know that as soon as that occasion is over, I can just get back on track again. I can just get back on track and working towards its goals. A day is absolutely nothing in the context of things. Now, the problem that you guys have when you go over your calories or whatever it is because you're trying to be perfect, because you're almost got this end goal in sight where you think, I need to get here. You think that this occasion, like a wedding or whatever it is, slows down that process. It takes you away from your goal, and it doesn't. What you have to understand is that your health and fitness is your lifestyle. That's what it needs to be. It needs to be a lifestyle change. It needs to be habits. It needs to be behaviors within your life that are going to last a lifetime. That is what will allow you to enjoy these social occasions without feeling like you're going off track. Like, I wouldn't even consider the fact that I went to the wedding last night and had a few drinks and ate a lot of food as going off track. I see that as just part of life. Weddings are a part of life. Social occasions are a part of life. Holidays are a part of life. All these things that you do that you may think takes you away from your goal, they're all a part of life. And if you can't enjoy them, if you can't have fun with the friends and family and the people that are closest to you without worrying about calories, without worrying about what you're doing in terms of your health and your fitness, if you can't enjoy those occasions, then what is the point? What is the point in doing any of it if you can't enjoy those occasions? And that is the key to understand, is that it is long term, it is a lifestyle change. That is what you need to understand. Once you understand that, you understand that these occasions happen and I'll just get back on track straight away. And in terms of actually getting back on track straight away, like I said, today for me, it's a nice day. I'm going to get out and go for a walk in a bit. I haven't really done too much. I woke up at about 10:30, which normally I'm up at about 6 o'clock in the morning. I was up at 10:30, woke up, a little bit of a hangover. I got myself a McDonald's, the classic hangover cure, which was pretty average if I'm not, if I'm honest. But again, this is where things like that, and this is where like you have to understand about drinking and stuff. Like when you wake up with a hangover, naturally the thing that you want is whatever's quick and easy. McDonald's is literally just down the road, and I got a McDonald's. But again, I'm not beating myself up over it. Later today, I'm going to get out for a walk. I'm going to go and try and do some positive things. I'm recording this podcast. There's things that I'm doing today that are positive and in line with where I want to go. Yes, there's also things that have happened in the last 24 hours that are not in line with potentially where I want to go. But then, like I said, all these occasions are a part of life, and it was good to see friends that I haven't seen in a while, and it was good to enjoy that time. And like I said, it would have been nowhere near as enjoyable if I was worrying about calories or drinks or all of that. So it's just about being able to enjoy those social occasions and then, like I said, get back on track straight away. And then in terms of like what I would do in order to get back on track, first of all, you need to understand is that you don't need to do anything extra. So you don't need to burn off extra calories. You don't need to do extra cardio, or you don't need to punish yourself in the gym. The problem that a lot of people make, or the biggest mistake, sorry, that a lot of people make, is thinking that they then need to work off what they do. They punish themselves with exercise, and then you build up a poor relationship with exercise. So you go out on the weekend, you have a few too many drinks, you have a bit too much food, and you think, all right, I need to get back in the gym now. I need to work that off, or I need to, whatever it is, whatever sort of phrase that you use, the mindset is, right, I need to get in the gym now and I need to sort that out. And essentially you're using exercise as a form of punishment for going over on your calories, for having a few too many drinks, when, like I said already, those occasions are all a part of life. You don't need to then exercise that off, if that makes sense. What you need to do is just go back to your normal routine. That's the key. Don't change anything, don't do anything extra. Just go back to your normal routine. Get back to your normal routine as soon as you possibly can. If you go to the gym 2, 3 times a week, go to the gym 2, 3 times a week. If you're aiming to eat 2000 ish calories, go back to eating 2000 calories. Don't starve yourself. Don't punish yourself by eating next to nothing, because then you're potentially just going to cause this cycle of over restriction, binging, over restriction. So get back on track. Just do exactly what you were doing, and you're going to be absolutely fine. That is the key. And that will help you enjoy those social occasions more, because again, you won't punish yourself and you won't feel like you're being quote unquote bad for doing something that's maybe a little bit not in line with your goals. Let's be real, like going out and drinking a load of drinks and having meals out and stuff like that and going over your calories, if your goal is to try and get fitter, healthier, get in shape, drop body fat, then that doesn't really align with your goals in terms of that specific goal. But I'm sure you have other goals of living an enjoyable life, having fun with your friends, having fun with your family. Those are still goals that you have. So it is in line with those goals. It might just be not in line with your fitness goals. But this is where the balance in that comes in, right? It's like, how much do I want to sacrifice? How much do I want to compromise on what I do on nights out and stuff like that in order to achieve my goals. And depending on the level of your goals and depending on the level of importance to whatever it is you want to achieve, then you'll have to understand like what is the level of compromise that I need to give in order to get what I want. I hope that makes sense. I'm going to keep this one short and sweet. But yeah, if you guys have got any questions for the podcast next week, please send them through on my Instagram at Lewis Graham Coaching. If you want to get in touch via email, it's lewis@lewisgrahamfitness.co.uk, or you can visit my website, which is www.lewisgrahamfitness.co.uk. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.